We begin this hour with breaking news. Reports suggest that Turkey has launched its long-threatened operation against Kurdish militants in northeastern Syria. Turkish planes are said to be targeting Syrian Defense Forces positions. Video has also emerged purportedly showing a bombing raid on the Semelka border crossing with Iraq. Now, that is significant because it's the Kurds' only active supply line. In terms of casualties, no word at this point on that, but we do know the offensive comes less than a day after President Donald Trump decided to withdraw US troops from the region. Let's go live now to RT's Caleb Maupin for some more on this very fluid situation. Of course, Caleb, we're just learning some of the details. What more do we know? Break it down for us.
Well, from what we understand, combat planes seemed to have delivered an airstrike against a checkpoint on the Syria-Iraq border. The bridge has been destroyed. Two bridges, that is, have been destroyed. No casualties as of yet reported. Now, we also understand that the Iranian foreign minister is on the phone with the Turkish foreign minister and that they are having talks regarding the situation. We also understand there are a large number of, Kurdish military forces amassed, or Turkish military forces amassed on the border with Syria. Tanks and troops have been assembled. So the situation is unfolding. No report on casualties as of yet.
Yeah, what led to this, Caleb? What were the events that preceded what is happening now?
Well, there was a very sudden announcement from U.S. President Donald Trump that the U.S. and American forces that were intermingled with the Kurdish forces in northeastern Syria would be withdrawn from the country. That announcement was made, and the Turkish President Erdogan and Trump were apparently talking. They spoke, and now Trump has come to the conclusion that the USA really has no benefit for keeping its forces within the borders of the Syrian Arab Republic. This is Donald Trump.
The United States was supposed to be in Syria for 30 days. That was many years ago. We stayed and got deeper and deeper into battle with no aim in sight. We will fight where it's to our benefit and only fight to win.
Now, there's been quite a response to U.S. President Trump's announcement and his sudden decision to withdraw U.S. forces who were intermingled with the Kurdish militias in northeastern Syria. There's been quite a response with many officials, including many members of Trump's own Republican Party, stepping up and saying this is a bad move for the United States. It'll basically hurt the image of the United States. Countries will not want to cooperate with the United States if it appears they stabbed the Kurdish forces who were aligned with them in the back, if they betrayed them. Others fear a resurgence of ISIS in the country. This is some of the outrage in response to Donald Trump's decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria.
We must always have the backs of our allies if we expect them to have our back. The Kurds were instrumental in our successful fight against ISIS in Syria. Leaving them to die is a big mistake.
This decision to abandon our Kurdish allies and turn Syria over to Russia, Iran and Turkey will put every radical Islamist on steroids. Shot in the arm to the bad guys. Devastating for the good guys.
Now, there seems to be no illusion that Trump's decision to withdraw U.S. forces is in any way a sign of him being soft. This was the tweet he gave in which he laid out some red lines and made some interesting comments regarding Turkey.
As I have stated strongly before, and just to reiterate, if Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done before.
Now, we understand that France and Germany are urging Turkey not to invade Syria. At this point, airstrikes have begun, but France and Germany are urging Turkey not to invade. Furthermore, Russia has spoken up and reminded the international community that the Syrian Arab Republic is a sovereign country and that the presence of U.S. forces in the country, any potential Turkish invasion, would be a violation of Syria's territorial integrity under international law. This would be a violation. Now, we also understand that the Kurdish militias that now no longer have U.S. forces intermingled with them have been talking to Damascus about the possibility of the Syrian Arab army possibly defending them from a potential Turkish invasion. So the situation seems to have had some pretty dramatic escalations recently. We're hearing that the airstrikes have begun. It remains in question whether or not Turkey will begin a full-on invasion to fight these Kurdish militias, but they have long made clear that these Kurdish militias, despite receiving U.S. support, they call them terrorists, and they argue these are terrorist forces and that they have the right to engage in anti-terror operations against these Kurdish militias.
Yeah, thanks for breaking all that down for us this hour, Caleb Maupin in New York.